श्रीलंकेतली आर्थिक आणीबाणी आणि राजकीय अस्थिरता यामुळे अख्खा देश होरपळून निघत असताना आपल्यासोबत आहेत श्रीलंकन क्रिकेटचे स्टार आणि माजी मंत्री अर्जुन रणतुंगा. रणतुंगा सर, वेलकम टू द ABP Majha.
Thank you.
Sir, it is very painful to see our countrymen are suffering very badly. What is the actual situation?
If I analyze this, how it happened, I will say with the mandate they got in 2020, the presidential election and the parliamentary elections, I thought they didn't handle it properly. They were not, they were a little arrogant, they were a little cocky. They were more keen on doing the things what they want rather than looking at the country, what country needs, what people needs. They never looked at that because they were so powerful. They got 2/3 in the parliament. They changed the constitution. They got Basil Rajapaksha, who is president and the prime minister's brother, to the parliament with dual citizenship. They changed the constitution. So whatever they did from 2020, they were looking at their own benefits rather than developing the country. Developing means, yes, they were looking at developing the highways, ports, airports. That is where the commission goes. So they were looking at those. But unfortunately, they never addressed the importance of what people needs. I think even today, I'm sure that you might have seen queues on petrol sheds, queues on gas, queues on food items. Even you can't buy a packet of milk these days. So the country is suffering mainly because of the way they handle things. I really don't know whether they are not good enough to handle things, or they are not capable enough to handle, or they just wanted to do whatever they want. So I'm not really sure what is right for these people, but they were very arrogant. That is the reason that we are struggling this.
You were also the minister and the parliamentarian. You have a huge experience of office also. So in your view, what is the solution of it?
I think it's all about how they manage. They have to start with the parliament. What these are the people who came from nowhere. They are not affiliated to any of the political parties or organizations. So they came to the road, they came to golf face, and if you go to the golf face, I didn't go to the golf face. I was supporting these people, but I didn't go to the golf face because I was part of the political system. So I didn't want to go there and show the government or the opposition this is a political agenda. So this is not a political agenda. So they should have the credit for that. And what I feel, it's constitutionally, I'm not expert on these, but the president can't be thrown out straight away. What you can do is you can bring an impeachment in the parliament where the MPs can support and get rid of the president. But ethically, you can step down if you can't handle it. If you couldn't handle it for 2 years, they can come out and say a lot of excuses. But if you know that you are not capable, your party is not capable, your government is not capable, your ministers are not capable, best thing is to do is to step down, look for the next option. There are enough good people in this country. Now I'm not saying that we were perfect from 2015 to 2020. We also had our mistakes. But still, people were living in this country very happily. They never had shortage of food or petrol or gas. They never suffered like. They were quite happy. Unfortunately, when it comes to the last election, the presidential and the parliamentary elections, they did a campaign on ethnic issues. They did a campaign, got hold of some of the weak priests and couple of TV channels, and they showed Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa is a very different person than the other Rajapaksas. So people got caught. You can't blame the people. The villagers, they thought, okay, this is and we had a problem with this Easter bombing issue. So people were scared. And here, the person who came out to protect the country from terrorists, we'll say, and to boost the economy, they gave a lot of promises. They were giving promises even when I was listening. I knew that it can't be fulfilled. But that is the way they captured the public. It was so unfortunate. The people got caught to it.
But do you think so that this dynasty politics, four brothers are in a central minister, one of son is a central minister, so many people from their family in different organizations. This dynasty politics hits badly to the country.
Now, if you take the history, it has helped. It has. They haven't done well at all. But this particular time, when they came into power, that's what I earlier said. They were so arrogant with the power. They could appoint whoever they want. And just imagine, can you change, bring an amendment to the constitution where you allow one of your brothers to come to the parliament? So they went to that extent. People doesn't realize those things. But unfortunately, I was not in the parliament. I will say fortunately I was not in the parliament. I took a step back and I was thinking, why do they go into this extent? Because people were supporting these people. But ultimately, even today, they don't listen to the people. They think that they can do whatever they want. So it's all about arrogancy.
But what we have heard and what we have seen in the Colombo, right, the port city has been taken over by the Chinese people. That Hambantota port is actually have some 70% stakes of China. The Matala airport is also, they are also trying to get it into their hand. So this China trap is also around the country when you are in a mess. So how you look at it?
Now, if you go back to the history, China has been helping this country. I'm talking about Mrs. Sirima Bandaranaike's time. And they have been very good friends. But unfortunately, it came to a stage when we were struggling, they capitalized on us. And even the Hambantota issue, I was a minister, but I had to step down. Not step down, I was removed and pushed into a different ministry. I always say that you need investment from the other countries, friendly countries who are genuine, and analyze the investment. And you have to plan for your benefits rather than, yes, the investor need to gain some money, otherwise the investors will not come. But you don't have to give the entire block to them. So it is all about how you manage things. I think a lot of people went into this trap. Even today, I'm sure that we lost some of our friendly countries like Japan, maybe Europe, some of the countries, maybe USA or whatever the countries who has been supported. Luckily, we still have India. I think we have to depend on India and the way they have been supporting. I'm very grateful to the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, the way he and the government and the Indian people have been supporting us. Otherwise, we should have been in a real mess. Just imagine 2.5 billion loan. It is not easy to give a loan to a country like us the way we are. But still they have been very, I won't say a friendly country, they were like an elder brother country to us. And they have been very generously come out and helping us. One good thing is they are targeting two important areas, the fuel and the medicine. So this is an area where we are lacking today. So I'm glad, and I saw the news yesterday, and India is still looking at another $2 billion. So you need to get the support from the countries who are not going to take everything from us. So you need to identify the countries who have been friends in crisis, friends in need. So friends in crisis is totally different to friends in need.
There's a saying, friend in need and friend in deed.
Yeah, that's what the people who runs the government should understand. When you are weak, a lot of people will come to help you to gain something. But some of the countries have been helping us not to gain, to help as an elder brother or the elder sister or whatever. So you need to identify those things. I'm sure this is where some of the other countries, we lost a lot of countries, the friendly countries. I'm sure these are the things they did in the last 2 years.
When we were at Golf Fest, there were some people who are protesting. They said that the people of Rajapaksha brothers, they're actually working for the China and other countries and their own sake, not for the country. Do you also think so?
I will give credit to Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa when he was handling the war as the president, not as he never went to the war, but overall he was handling it properly. We won the war. After that, people were very fond of him, supportive, went into the next election, won. But ultimately with the power they got, they thought they are there for an entire period. I think till they die they will be running the country. And at least in 2015, the people gave a message. to Rajapaksa saying, no, it is not like that. But with the publicity and the campaign they got, they came back. At least they should have realized to do the right thing, which they didn't do. They were more concerned about doing themselves. What you said, absolutely right. They are not looking at doing something for the country. And even they have appointed some of the ministers who can't handle, but they are the guys who will be protecting them. And they have a lot of cases against them. So they have to support, otherwise they will be in jail. So those are the things what we need. We need a different concept in this country. Not a political agenda, not a party political thing. This is something coming from people. I think people comes with a different idea. I'm sure that a lot of the entire Sri Lankans, 98% Sri Lankans are supporting this particular movement.
Actually, I heard that you have asked the Sri Lankan people who are, or the cricketers who are playing in India in IPL, that take some rest and come to the country and please protest or please stand for the country. So there are civil society people, there are some superstar influencers and cricketers, and so many people are coming to the golf fest. So do you think so the people to supporting the people or to indulge into this protest will help us to the country to make or to take back on a track?
I think we are in a different situation. If it was done by a political movement or a political party, I will never say that. But if you are a genuine Sri Lankan, yes, you are on a job, you have signed an agreement. What I said, they took it in a wrong way. I said support the protesters, the cricketers. They were supported by this entire public in this country. Right. Unfortunately, I can't go there because I was a politician. Like if I can go there, if I get an invitation tomorrow, I'll be the first one to run. I'll be spending at least half a day there. But unfortunately, I was part of the political system till 2 years back. So the cricketers also should realize no point of giving statement, giving Facebook statement or putting in the Twitter and all these private things. Show them. I was so glad to see even Vanidhu Hasaranga came out and supporting, directly supporting. Yes, he is playing, he won't able to come, but at least you should have the guts. If the government is wrong, say it is wrong. This is where this country went down. Even when we were in the government, when our leaders were doing something wrong, some of the ministers or the senior guys didn't want to tell them it is wrong. But 2015 to 2020, we could go and tell the president and the prime minister that is wrong. And they used to listen to us. Right. But not the Rajapaksas. That is the difference in 2015 to 2020. I ran 3 main ministries. Right. Started with port and aviation, then shifted to petroleum, then I was shifted to transport and aviation again. But whatever we could go and convince the president and the prime minister, they agreed. Sometimes they come with the policies which we think it is bad for the country. We could go and convince them. But I used to be part of Rajapaksas in 2005. I was in the government in 2001 with Mrs. Chandrika Bandaranayaka. The president is the one who brought me to politics. But I was with Rajapaksa. So a very short time I realized that that's not the politics I want. Yes, war I supported. But after that I realized that they were trying to divide the country. They were trying to divide the Sinhalese, Muslims and Tamils into different ways, the religions into different ways. So I never liked that. Being a cricketer, being a captain of a cricket team, I used to play with everyone. And I had cricketers who comes from different backgrounds, different religions. So I was one guy who always kept them together. I think that is what you need in this country. You need to have this should be called Sri Lankans, not anything else. Like that is the exact thing India is doing. India doesn't say Hindus or they say Indians. That is the difference between us and them. So at least that we should learn from good things from the other countries rather than the bad things from the other countries. I personally feel that these people who came onto the road were struggling. They don't ask for development. They never ask for a highway to do. They never ask for a port thing. They never ask for so many, like talking about development, nothing. They only ask for what? Milk for their children, gas, petrol, allow them to live happily. That is the only thing they came out to the road. And even the artists are coming, some of the sports people I saw. I'm glad to say that I was very happy, at least for the first time in this country. We could have done this after tsunami, we could have done this after the war. We could have done this after Corona. We never did that. But at least for the first time, the entire community together. That's the biggest happiness I have. So I am supporting them, and I hope that this will be the winner one day.
My last question to you is, what if they don't choose to step down?
You have to wait and see. I think it's. I don't want to see a military government in this country. That will be the last thing we want. And unfortunately, people, if you know what people needs, I think they should step down. If they don't understand, then they have a problem. It's all about hanging into power. That is. I mentioned this a couple of weeks back. I was listening to the parliamentary debate on this issue. What government was talking about, they have the two-thirds, they have the power, they have the majority. They never address the issue of the people. Then came to the opposition, they were talking about handing over the power to them for them to run. And they were talking about they are having they are having a mandate, they are having a majority. So that is not the political thing we need. We need to address the issues which the parliament was very, I will say they were very unsuccessful, or they failed on that particular thing. That is the exact thing this particular government is trying to do. They bought over a person from the opposition to be a minister. They should stop these things. Bribe people, buy people. Stop this. Listen to the people. If they don't listen, it will be a chaos. That is why I'm very scared. I don't want this to be a bloodbath in this country. We had enough bloodbaths. We suffered a lot in this country. I don't want the next generation or my children or my children's children, not our children's, to suffer again. That's the last thing I want in this country.
Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
तर हे जे अर्जुन रंतुंगा की ज्यांनी सांगितले की आत्ताच्या घडीला या सरकारमध्ये जर सगळ्यात महत्त्वाची जर गोष्ट कुठली असेल तर ते म्हणजे राजपक्ष बंधूंनी सत्ता सोडणं, त्याशिवाय या देशाचं भलं होणं अशक्य आहे. कॅमेरामन दीपेश महाजनसह अभिजित करंडे, एबीपी माझा, कोलंबो.
एबीपी माझा, उघडा डोळे बघा नीट.